and sound like a distress, like, oh fuck, I forgot something.
No.
That's alright. Yeah, they can't.
This could be interesting. How well will they organise themselves for a team photo?
Yep. Yeah.
And I imagine that'll be number 52 is not going to be in it.
Yeah, she's gonna just yeah, that'll work. Just scratch beside.
Yeah.
Nelson, you need to run.
Where is he?
Sprint, Nelson, sprint.
Go!
Go!
Off the treadmill now. Fuck, look at him. He's plodding. Absolutely plodding.
He's just trying to get some rest. I'm making him do a run through or something.
Yeah, on his week off.
On his week off.
Didn't have to play, but he's still got to get on the move.
Yep. Let's go. I saw Man Evelyn is shipping here in a team bus. I don't know how many other people do that, but
yeah, it's an interesting. It's kind of. I guess it's far and it's far
it's
enough
far
away.
enough for its worth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I have been because last year for Michael's birthday, he lives down in Glengarry. Went to the Nuji tool shed, which is just further down the road here.
Yeah.
And I remember turning off at Yarra Junction, but I forgot how far down from Yarra Junction it actually is. I was like, fuck, actually, I knew where to go. I'm like, fuck, this is For some reason, I just thought, it's 10 minutes down the road from Junction. No, it's close to half up.
Yeah.
And Junction's not that close to begin with, so
no. You know, I got to Junction when there's still 15 minutes left.
Yeah, that's it.
But
What's going on here? They just stopped at the van and then they've gone through.
Yeah. But no, because I know a few of the girls who play in that Man Ed side. So I saw someone put a story up this morning. I was like, oh shit, let's get a bus. But yeah, sometimes it's worth just hiring a bus out.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going.
Emerald coaching staff, get in for the photo, quick.
On your bike. I don't care if you're wearing jeans. But no, so I'm going to Spilt Milk in December.
Yeah.
The festival's in Ballarat.
Oh, yeah.
So me, some of my mates, and
Scotty, where are you?
his mates are thinking about just hiring a party bus and going down. It's better than driving.
Yeah.
And it also means I can get on the piss.
Scotty, quick, get in the photo.
That's yeah, sure, we can get a bus.
Oh, I think that could potentially work.
Yeah.
If it doesn't set you back too much.
No, yeah. It's no bus. Yeah, we'll see how the mics work today.
anthem. Same as last night.
Same
Yep.
as last night.
Always just leave.
Netball. I would like to welcome you all here today to the Metricon Oval for the 2025 Division 2 Senior Women's Grand Final. We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. And we extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. Firstly, we would like to congratulate our umpires on being appointed to today's Grand Final. It is always a great privilege to run in a Grand Final. Congratulations to Warburton, Wesburn and Emerald on making it through to today's Grand Final, and we wish you both the very best. I would now like to invite everyone who is able to please be upstanding and remove your hats for the Australian National Anthem.
That's alright, that's alright.
Didn't repeat the other day.
To a tuning through the local football hub for our first of two grand finals today. It is the Senior Women's Division 2 between Warburton, Wesburn and Emerald, and we are looking forward to what should be a thrilling contest between two of the best sides in the competition this season. I'm Adam Miller taking you through today's action, and joining me in the commentary box is Adam Brogdon. Adam, a very good morning to you. Looking forward to what should be a couple of cracking contests.
Absolutely, Aidan. Good morning to you as well. I can't wait to get started here today at Metricon Oval. Yeah, it should be an absolutely fantastic day, and the sun's shining, everyone's in a great mood, and I just can't wait.
It is. It's a beautiful day here weather-wise as well. Both teams are ready to go and in positions. We are ready and raring to go. So the umpire's got ball in hand, all the patrons off the arena, and we are looking forward to what should be a ripping game of football between two top-of-the-table sides. It was Warburton and Wesburn finishing first on the ladder, undefeated. Emerald were third on the ladder and defeated Wandon in a thrilling preliminary final last week, and we hope to see a similar type result today as the umpire holds the ball aloft, and we are underway in the Senior Women's Division 2 Grand Final as both rucks will go up and contest. And Emerald getting the first centre clearance and moving the ball forward, but it is intercepted here for Warburton and Wesburn by Ruby Ross, who takes on the corridor. The mark couldn't be taken, going through the hands there of Maxwell, I believe it was, who can put Warburton and Wesburn inside forward 50 for the first time in this game. Ball not going anywhere. And it will be a stoppage at half forward. So early territory being won here by Warburton and Wesburn. Up it goes once again. Tapped down. Beautifully sharked on that occasion there by Langham, who sends Emerald back the other way. The intercept mark couldn't be taken. Getting the handball away just in time was Ward, who goes to the outer side wing of the ground. And now Warburton and Wesburn busting their way through into the hands of Gabby Woods. Long kick inside forward 50. Intercept mark again just couldn't quite be taken. Emerald would have wanted that just to relieve things a little bit and take some of the pressure off. So it will be a stoppage inside the forward 50 of Warburton and Wesburn, who have had the early territory so far in this game. As the umpire throws the ball aloft, up it goes. Tap one down again for Warburton and Wesburn, but it will be sharked, and Emerald can go back the other way. Not a bad-looking kick. The intended target there, I believe, was Laura Gillard, and it was. And she gets the kick away, this time to the broadcast wing. Ball heads towards the boundary line to a 1-on-1 contest. Laura Gillard going to run onto her own kick. Ooh, ducked the head. This could be interesting. The umpire going to play holding the ball here, and probably fair enough. She did have prior opportunity. And Warburton and Wesburn can go back the other way. So Ray, the recipient of the free kick, assesses the options down the line. Looks to go back in towards the corridor. No mark can be taken. Ball comes down to ground level. It was gathered momentarily, and good strong tackle was laid on that occasion on Pagels. So a stoppage just forward to centre for Warburton and Wesburn. So looks like Gabby Woods is attending the ruck here for Warburton and Wesburn. She smashes that one down, beautifully done down to Pagel. She just lost control of the footy at the last moment. So good defensive pressure being applied by Emerald. Now it's currently in the hands of Briley. Sends Emerald back the other way to a one-on-one contest. Can the mark be taken? No, it can't. But they still might be able to find a four-way forward. Unable to gather it clean there was Thomas. Now again, ball at ground level, bit of a scrimmage contest. Heading towards the boundary line through the broadcast side wing and unable to get to the ball in time as Emerson Woods, the captain of Warburton and Wesburn, and the ball trickles over the boundary line and the last kick rule will come into effect here. So the Bombers holding up pretty well in the contest so far. Long kick down the line. Will the mark be taken here? No, it won't. Just through the fingertips on that occasion of Potter. Again, ball locked up at ground level. Now it does spill out. Maybe an opportunity for Gillard if she can gather it cleanly. In goes Langham. She's turned it over, though. Warburton and Wesburn again looking to go back the other way. Beautifully gathered, though, on that occasion there by Rumour, who takes on the corridor. Now it's in the hands of Emerson Woods, who can go. She'll have a bounce. Could even have a second. Gets the kick away to a one-on-one contest. Should be turned over. Gathered there by Thomas. She's under all sorts of pressure, though. Again, trying to take on the corridor. It's socket forward. Here we go, Warburton and Wesburn. They should be able to go inside forward 50 here. Maddie Ward takes on a couple. Squares it up. Looking for Maxwell, but it flies over her head. Can Emerald get numbers out the back here and clog it up? Kick towards goal to the top of the square. Might bounce through. No, it just goes through for a behind. So just unable to get one through there was Warburton and Wesburn. And just 1 point separates the two sides.
So Emerald have the chance to get on the counter-attack at the moment. As they assess their options, I believe that is flat. It's not. So kicked out to the top of the 50 almost. So not a bad kick. Assessing the option through the middle. Takes on the corridor. Oh, almost mark taken there by tipping, but not quite. Intercept possession into the hands of Warburton and Wesburn, but there's Emerald numbers around the pack at the moment. Getting there to their first was Langham. Langham tapped it up in the air, and it's been intercepted at the moment. Off the boot there of Woods, but Woods has turned it over as well. So Emerald have got possession, kicked it out towards the broadcast side. Off the boot. Oh, mark almost taken there by Thomas, but just not quite. Just slipped through the fingertips into the hands at the moment of Gillard. Gillard kicks it forward.
Kick. Great kick.
Great kick and great mark. Mark taken to the forward 50 by Van Haren. And she hands it off. Not quite, actually. She plays on, running herself into a little bit of trouble. And it's been given holding the ball. So maybe just a bit off a little bit more than she could chew in that situation there. So Warburton and Wesburn have the chance to get out of their defensive 50. Long kick to the top of a pack. Doesn't actually touch any hands. Gone straight over the top. So down the wing they go. Try and get the kick forward. There's a few Emerald players around, so I wouldn't be surprised if they end up with the footy here. Keeping it inbounds there. I believe it was Taff. Scrambling footy around the ankles. No one can quite pick it up too cleanly. Emerald got the first possession. Kicked it away. Mark taken intercept possession by Ray. Ray kicks it forward. And it'll dribble out of bounds, and as per the last kick rule, it'll be Emerald's ball in the defensive 50.
They're making a good fist of this so far, Emerald. Just Van Haren Van Haren just needed to maybe take a bit more time there when she had that opportunity down the forward line. But the Bombers are holding up well in this contest. So kick down the line. Mark won't be taken. Now it is gathered by Anderweezer, who can send Warburton and Wesburn inside forward 50. Long kick into the pocket. The mark won't be taken. Where are the Crummers out the back? Through comes Maxwell. Can she keep the ball in play? She can for the moment. Now it's a big contest and the ball not going anywhere. The umpire will come through and call for a ball up deep inside the forward 50 of Warburton and Wesburn. So what can they do here, Warby Wesburn? Up it goes. Ball tapped down to ground level. Emerald desperately trying to get this ball out of there. Kick out of the pack on that occasion there from Gray, who kicked the behind early days. Kick was smothered. Ball dribbles along the boundary line. Maybe an opportunity for Henderson, the leading goal kicker this season, who broke the record for women's footy and outer east football netball for goals kicked. Ball going absolutely nowhere, and the umpire calls for a stoppage at centre half forward for Warburton and Wesburn, who are just starting to lock their ball in their end of the ground. They've got the slender 1 point lead for the moment. Woods, in fact, tapped it down. Doing really well in the ruck so far. Ball spills to the outer side. Chasing after it is Wilcox. Just couldn't quite gather it cleanly. Maybe now a chance for McIntosh. If she can get the ball under her control. Through comes the umpire. We'll have another stoppage this time on the outer side wing here at the Metricon Oval. So the umpire throws the ball aloft. Up it goes. Ball is tapped down. Maybe an opportunity here. Can it be gathered? Yes, it can by Briley, who spins around a couple, then takes on the corridor. Probably not the best kick, but there still might be a chance for Emerald. But bursting through the pack is Rumour. She's turned it over, though. And now Emerald can go inside forward 50 again. Oh, no, Van Haren took on way too much. Second time, she's just tried to bite off a bit more than she can chew, and she's penalised for holding the ball, and Warburton and Wesburn repel the attack of Emerald for the moment. So they can go back the other way. So Gabby Wood's the recipient of the free kick, who started this game quite well. Out wide she goes, looking for Ross. Can Ross take the mark? Yes, she can. Good, strong hands overhead. Ross. Wheels onto the right boot. Kick to centre half forward, and the mark is taken. So they're on the build now, Warburton and Wesburn. Nicely done by Pagels. Little chip kick, not a bad one. The mark won't be taken. This could still be a shot at goal, though, and I reckon it will be. Coming off the boot of Maddie Ward, and the mark is taken, is it? No, just spilled at the last moment by Clark. Can she gather the crumbs? No, through comes the umpire, and it'll be a stoppage in the forward pocket for Warburton and Wesburn.
So, at a severe advantage of Warburton and Wesburn on the field at the moment, as we try and get our rucks together, and up goes the footy once more. Warburton and Wesburn sort of won the tap down, but it's ended up in the possession of Emerald, but it's immediately taken to ground. But at the back now, a chance given to McIntosh. He's picked up the footy, but he's been wrapped up immediately, so we'll have another go at a ball up. So still in the forward 50 for Warburton and Wesburn. Up there goes again. Lots of Warburton and Wesburn numbers in the hands at the moment there of Henderson. Henderson tapped it away, ending up in the hands of Wilcox. Wilcox had it, and appealing for holding the ball did everyone, but I didn't quite see why. Got it up again, not quite off the boot of Woods. Still a very contested footy, and a high contact free kick's been paid to Emerald. So Emerald will get a chance to kick out of the defensive 50. So kicks towards the broadcast wing. Couldn't quite find a target on her side, but intercept possession taken by Norris. Norris loads up on the left boot, gets it inside 50,
well done,
and intercepted. So really well defended by Emerald there. So Emerald can just sort of see if they can fan out a bit. Kicks good, or just couldn't quite take the mark. Could Johnston, but Johnston got it in her possession. Oh, and it's just made its way out of bounds. We'll have a ball up, as it was, completely just rushed. Rushed is the word I was looking for, Aiden.
Taken over the boundary.
Taken over the boundary, exactly right. Yep. So we'll get a ball up. A couple metres in, so Gabby Woods up in the ruck. Didn't quite win that one against Tipping. Emerald, I thought they had possession, but it turns out Warburton and Wesburn have entered their forward 50 in the moment in the hands of Hughes in the back line. So Emerald are going to make their way out. Great kick there to Briley. Pointing towards the middle. That's where she wants to go. So kicks it into the corridor. Mark couldn't quite be taken from either side. Or not quite picked up on the boundary. Warburton and Wesburn have got the representation around the footy, but really well done there by Langham. Langham really providing a great contest, and still contested footy, so it's a good matchup so far.
It is. No, Emerald are definitely bringing the fight, and they're really holding up defensively. Warby Wesburn have had all the territory for this game. Opportunity there for McIntosh. She couldn't gather the ball cleanly. She goes in again at ground level, though. Tried to get a handball away. It was smothered. Well done by Tipping. Dished it off. High up and under ball. Can the mark be taken? Yes, it can, and just made the required distance. So Ruby Ross spreading the play beautifully, comes back into the corridor and does it well to Emerson Woods. One of the star players of this Warburton and Wesburn side. Sends them inside forward 50, but a strong intercept mark is taken. Again, Emerald repelling the attack of Warburton and Wesburn. They've been a brick wall in defence so far in this game. They look to take on the corridor, which I like. This is a good move. Take the game on. So it is currently in the hands of Emily Thomas. Assess the options down the line. Interesting ball to a one-on-one contest. It's gathered cleanly. Back now into the hands of Thomas. Gets another kick away. This should be cut off, though. Comes into the hands on that occasion there of, I think it was Comer. Kick around the body. Ward, can she gather the ball cleanly? No, she can't. And being corralled at the moment by Briley. Ball comes to ground level once again. Socket forward. Maybe this might be the opportunity for Warburton and Wesburn. Running onto it was Eckhart, but she couldn't get the ball cleanly. Now a chance for Henderson. Kick towards goal! And I think it was touched off the boot, was it? Oh, no, it's hit the post. There we go.
The post.
So Henderson just offline, and a little reprieve there for the Emerald defence, who are holding up pretty well. Just the two behinds at the moment. So yet to really hit the scoreboard and impact the scoreboard, the Bombers, but not allowing Warburton and Wesburn to do too much damage the other way. So can they find a four-way forward? Interesting kick, but it works out beautifully at the end. Straight onto the chest of Briley, who comes out wide. That's a really good kick as well to Gillard. So this is a good build-up from Emerald. Can they get the ball forward to centre? This has been the trouble. Warburton and Wesburn building a bit of a wall. High up and under ball to the broadcast wing. Oh, well done, Emerson Woods. Picked it off as clean as you like. And she'll send Warburton and Wesburn straight back inside their attacking end of the ground. Can it be gathered? Yes, it can. Kick around the body on that occasion from McIntosh. Bit of a low scrubby ball inside the forward 50. McIntosh goes in again with a second effort. Anyone's ball to be won here. Chasing after it is Scarlett Potter. She's got it under control now. Potter. Kick towards goal. It's touched. Can it be socket over? No, it won't. Potter offline. There we go. So another behind for Warburton and Wesburn. Emerald still holding up defensively. Not allowing too much to get through. Emerald again with the kicking duties.
So Emerald will just have a look around. So they've been pretty strong exiting the goal square, but it'll be about how they can go forward to centre. So kick towards the boundary. End up in the hands of Warburton and Wesburn, but actually kicked off the ground, I believe, for Emerald, but in the hands of Emerson Woods at the moment. Plays on, loads up on the right boot, gets it to the top of 50. Mark not quite taken. Intercept, not quite possession. Warburton and Wesburn still moving around. And wrapped up immediately in a tackle was Pagels. So like you said, Aiden, Emerald have really done everything they can in defence, and it's working a treat.
Yeah, it is.
So up goes the footy once more. Tap, one there by Wesburn. Tracking it down the forward line. Oh, what a pick up and a goal. Yes, it is. Pagels with the first goal of the match. And really well done, tapping her own footy and roving it herself and then just putting it between the big sticks. That's fantastic work there for the first goal of the game.
Yes, some good reward for effort. And Emerald will be a bit disappointed that held on so well defensively, but you felt like it was coming. Will be Wesburn. They continue to press, and eventually they do get a goal as the ball comes back into the middle. So can Emerald respond? That's going to be the big question.
Absolutely it is. So to get all of our players into position, you can see Emerald just trying to figure out what they're going to do. So up goes the footy in the middle. Tap one there by Marshall. And in the hands of Woods. Woods bites off the corridor with the handball. And it ends up in the possession there of Langham. Langham. Just on the ground at the moment, trying to get the footy out. Can't quite. It's been spilled out the back, so the umpire calls play on. Into the hands of the moment of Pagels. Pagels wrapped up in a tackle, but she got the kick away. Still a chance here. Eneva taps it off. Into the hands of the moment of Henderson. Henderson around the body. Oh, it stayed in. Still a chance here. Oh.
Got to rush it over.
Oh. I don't even know. Yeah, okay, so I believe it's been rushed over. The umpires aren't quite too sure what's happened either. So a behind's been given.
Yep.
There was just a bit of a conference between the goal and the field umpire, but it was certainly in a dangerous position for Warburton and Wesburn. Yeah, running onto it was
took
Clark.
A long time to get that over Emerald. They really invited an opportunity for another goal to be kicked.
Yeah, Warburton and Wesburn's Clark had heaps of it, and they just couldn't quite rush it over, could Emerald. So kick out wide. Mark not quite taken there to get the intercept is Norris. Norris off the boot, went straight up, so no mark paid. Into the hands of Emerald. Emerald going to try and exit their defensive 50. Kick into the corridor. It's exactly what you're going to do if you're Emerald. Unfortunately, it's been turned over to Warburton and Wesburn. Into the hands. Kicked straight up into the air.
Oh no,
it's a back of the head Falcon. Kicked straight up in the air again from Anderweezer. So no mark will be paid. It's a dangerous footy. Picked it up. It couldn't be Henderson. Henderson across the body. No, but an intercept mark's taken on the line. Really well done there from Hughes. So defense still holding up very strong for Emerald. So they play it out to the far side of the ground. And no mark taken, but it's in a dangerous position. Warburton and Wesburn got the footy on the boot.
That was Ward.
It was Ward, and it was just a bit wide. So it was just to the near side. So I thought we were going to get really excited for a second. Just couldn't quite get it through.
No,
the ones
you're right.
In the middle. It looked really nice off the boot, and I thought it was golden.
It did. So Emerald can bring the ball back in. Can they maybe find one before quarter time? Cut this margin down. They might have the chance now. Ruby Langan takes on a couple. Goes through the broadcast side wing. Here we go for the Bombers. This is a chance now. Briley tucks it under her arm. Sends the ball inside forward 50. It's a foot race. Can Savannah Cox get there? She's got the open goal in front of her. Cox, can she get away? Gets the kick on the left and she's nailed it. And Emerald get one back. Savannah Cox. Good work right into the forward 50 and she found the open goal and nailed it.
That was really, really well done. That's a very high level work rate. She's just sprinted straight through the middle, got on the end of the footy. It was a great intercept. A great possession by Briley, and then just got it forward, and she had no one in front of her.
Yep.
And it was just really well done. Just got it through the middle. It looked a little bit unlikely for a second, but it made its way through the middle, and that's 6 points. So, yeah, absolutely, you take that. They needed one before quarter time, I believe.
No, you're right, but it felt like it was a little bit harder than it needed to be, but she got the goal. And they've only had probably 2 450 entries, Emerald, but 1 goal, so they're going at 50%. Warby Wesburn have had a lot more territory, so this is a good result for Emerald. We've got to be nearing quarter time now as well. So the Bombers, they've got the centre clearance, but they've turned it over. Now they're inside forward 50. Can they lock the ball in? No, that's a really good kick coming to the outer side, so the pavilion side of the ground. Ray didn't get a kind bounce, but she gathered it cleverly. Another good strong tackle laid by Gillard, a dumping tackle, in fact. And through comes the umpire, and we will have a stoppage. And this grand final has got a bit of life early days. Only 5 points separates the sides. So it'll be Tipping and Woods to do battle in the ruck. Up it goes. Tipping went early, but Woods probably got the better of it. Oh, it was nearly gathered on that occasion there, I think, by Flint. No, it was Van Haren, in fact. Now an opportunity for Newen. Can she get the ball away? No, she can't. Ball going absolutely nowhere, and we will have another stoppage. So once again, it'll be Tipping and Woods. So 1-5-11 to Warburton and Wesburn to 1 straight 6 Emerald. Woods got the better of the tap, did it well, into the hands of Ray. Here they go. Ward, oh no, she rambled out the football. She gathered it eventually. She gets it back to Ray, who just dumps it onto the left, but this should be cut off, and it is. So once again, the Emerald defence, rock solid, and not letting a lot get through. They'll go through the corridor, hyping under ball. Woods, can she take the intercept mark? Well, one of them was either Emerson or Gabby. They were both there. Paddle back the other way. Here's another chance now for Warburton and Wesburn. Scarlett Potter will send them inside forward. 50. Gathered. Handballs away. Henderson. Oh, a kick was smothered. Now another kick towards goal. Rolling through from Eckhart as it rushed over the line. No, it's not. The goal is paid. Eckhart's nailed it right on the quarter time siren. A red time goal which will sting Emerald. And Warby Wesburn get it back out to an 11-point break. 2-5-17 they are to Emerald, 1 straight 6. A pretty intriguing first quarter, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely it is. It's been such a great contest, especially in that defence of Emerald. They did really well to hold up the attack of
5-17, Warburton and Wesburn to Emerald, 1 straight 6. 11 points separates the sides. Up it goes. And Gabby Woods just smashes that ball forward. And Warburton and Wesburn will get the first centre clearance. Pagel's just got a kick on the boot. High up and under the ball inside the forward. 50. Knocked on that occasion by Ward. Ball heads towards the bedrock. Kick out of the pack by Henderson, and she's nailed it! And Warby are off to a flyer in the second. Scarlett Henderson gets her first.
Yeah, that was really well done to kick it out of the middle of the pack. I mean, we expect nothing less from Charlotte Henderson. Scarlett Henderson is what I tried to say. Absolutely, that's a phenomenal goal, and really just gets it going in the second quarter.
That will definitely fill them with lots of energy. So well done to Scarlett Henderson and Warburton and Wesburn, who suddenly out to a 17-point break. So Emerald, they held up so well defensively in that first quarter, but only about 30 seconds into the first quarter, they've already conceded a goal. And they did concede one right at the end of the first quarter. So essentially 2 goals in a minute of play for Warburton and Wesburn. So suddenly they're full of momentum. Again, Gabby Woods just smashing the ball forward. And they're going to get another centre clearance, you would think. But Laura Gillard might be able to chop this off, but she can't gather it cleanly. It is picked up now by Briley. Comes out wide to the broadcast side of the ground of the Yarra Rangers side, but Warburton and Wesburn, Emerson Wood should be able to pick this up. She can send them inside forward 50, steps around a couple, sends the ball to the top of the goal square, but the intercepting mark is taken for Emerald. And they can rebound out of defence. Low trajectory ball, maybe not the greatest of kicks. It might work out though, because they've got numbers out the back. McMullen, but she's taken in a dumping tackle, and holding the ball is paid. So again, Emerson Woods, she'll send Warby Wesburn inside forward 50. Here's an opportunity. Maxwell steps around one, kicks on the left, unfortunately misses everything. And the ball goes out of bounds on the full. So a reprieve for the Emerald defence for the time being. Looks like the recipient will be Ruby D, who just needs to go and collect the football first, and she can exit the defensive 50 for Emerald, who are a little bit under siege early days in this second quarter. Will be absolutely dominating the territory. Emerald yet to be forward of centre. So high up and under ball to half-back for the Bombers. Up it goes. Can a mark be taken? No. Crashing the pack there was Thomas, but she couldn't stick the mark. Ball again comes to ground level. Huge numbers around the contest, and the umpire comes through and calls for a stoppage here at half-forward for Warburton and Wesburn.
So we'll get the umpire to throw the ball in the air. We just have Warby Wesburn player get up looking rather sore. Just coming off the ground at the moment.
Rachel Maxwell, I think.
Yeah, okay. So that's a massive impact. Ball goes up again, but I believe we'll have another stoppage. Yeah, so I believe it is Maxwell, which is obviously
one of the co-skippers of this side.
I was going to say one of the captains. So Certainly a blow for Warburton Wesburn. So the footy goes up again into the possession of Emerald. Emerald on Langham's boot, get it out, but it gets turned over again to the hands of Langham. And they bite off the corridor. It's a bit of a dribble of a kick, but it might work out in their favour anyway. But there's Warburton Wesburn numbers everywhere. Emerald pick up the footy and a couple of handballs out wide. I believe it was to Briley. Briley takes on the corridor, kicks it around. Intended target there was Marshall. Marshall trying to win the foot race, but Rumour's beaten her to it. So kick down the line on the left foot from Rumour, and a mark. Oh, just spilled there from Anoisa. So it's contested footy in the Warburton Wesburn forward 50. There's lots of white jumpers everywhere. Picking up there was Scarlett Henderson. Henderson handballed it off to the middle, kick taken towards the goal square.
I don't reckon that was touched.
Fantastic. Really well done. I didn't quite see who kicked it.
Emerson Woods.
Emerson Woods. That's fantastic. Just ducking and weaving through the contest and just to get it over the back. I thought it might have been touched in the goal square, but really well done from essentially the secondary attacker who was blocking the Emerald player from getting a hand to it. So really well done.
That's it. So the ball comes back into the middle. Warby Wesburn now out to a 23-point lead. They've already got 2 goals in this second quarter, early days. So Emerald need to respond pretty quickly, get the next couple, get themselves back into the contest. Up it goes. Gabby Wood, she's dominated this ruck battle. And here we go, she might even get the centre clearance as well. No, she just couldn't quite gather it cleanly. Ruby Langham has a strong tackle, who's been quite, not Ruby Langham, in fact, Amber Briley, who has been quite influential for Emerald in this game. Been quite busy on that occasion, won by tipping of Emerald. Free kick for high contact, and this will go Warburton and Wesburn's way. So the recipient will be McIntosh. Wasting no time, get the ball to at least about half forward, or just through the fingertips on that occasion of Potter. They should be able to go inside forward 50. Potter trying to take on Taff. Gets the ball clear. Umpire's probably going to penalise her for holding the ball otherwise. So Emerald defending grimly, but Warby Wesburn are really pressing hard. Huge numbers around the contest. It's like a rugby maul out there at the moment. And eventually the umpire comes in and correctly calls ball up. This might just open up the play. So Warburton and Wesburn got the ball at half forward. Up it goes. Gabby Woods with a big long run up and robes her own tap. Sends them inside forward 50. Gathered cleanly. Beautifully done on that occasion there by Andoiza. Gets it into about the pocket. Here is Scarlett Henderson. Oh, she sold the candy. She'll come onto the right boot. Kick towards goal. And Scarlett Henderson's got 2. Warby Wesburn out to a 35-point margin. She mesmerised them. Oh,
stepped one way, stepped the other way. Emerald falling over all over the place. And that was fantastically done. Just snapped it straight through the middle. And that is an energetic celebration if I've ever seen one. So vibes are up and about for Warburton Wesburn.
And absolutely fair enough for the celebration. That was a fantastic goal. Just running through traffic, selling the candy, and the finish. As the ball comes back into the middle. And Warby Wesburn now out to a 29-point break.
So as we get the ball towards this centre circle, like you just said, a 29-point lead at the moment. So that's a huge lead. So ball not really tapped down by either side, but currently in the hands of Andoiza. Getting it forward is Warburton Wesburn, but there's still Emerald players around trying to keep it out of their defensive 50. Lots of hands on the footy, but Warburton Wesburn have managed to kick it in on the hand on the boot of Gabrielle Woods. But Emerald regained possession, tried to kick it across the top of the 50. Intercept mark not quite taken there by Ray. So Emerald have got the footy, kicking it down the line into the hands of Thomas. And then again in Carr, trying to do everything they can to not let Warburton Wesburn gain possession. So really well done by Carr, following up her own work. So we'll have a stoppage in the middle of the ground. And here we go again. Winning the tap is Woods. Woods doing so much in this game. Langham getting the tackle there. Really well done, but not paid holding the ball. Warburton Wesburn got numbers around the footy. Potter's the one after it. Chasing the footy at the moment, and a handball directly out of bounds. So it'll go the way of Warburton Wesburn, this free kick. Oh no, the umpire's pointed the wrong way. So Langham with the footy at the moment on the far wing. Kick on the right boot. Mark not quite taken, but contested footy. Chasing it now is Van Haren. And got the footy at the moment. Dribbled it indoors. And on the left boot. Oh, not quite headed for goal. But there's still a lot of work to be done if you're Warburton Wesburn. There's Emerald players putting on heaps of pressure. Oh, and a free kick's been given away. I thought it was really well done by Molly Webb, but apparently not. Warburton Wesburn try and take on the corridor. Tried to get it to the hands of Pagels, but couldn't. Anyway, Emerald try and get the ball through the hands of Briley. Briley handball over the top of her head. Langham's got the footy at the moment. Warburton Wesburn try and exit their defensive 50, but it goes straight up in the air. Emerald have a chance to get this on the boot, but the handball's been intercepted. Then a tackle laid. Everyone thought it was dropping the ball, so everyone stopped moving, but not quite. So we'll call a stoppage at the top of the forward 50 for Emerald, and it's in a rather dangerous position considering how they've been moving at the moment. So we'll go up again. Pagels in the ruck this time. And we'll have another go at that stoppage. So it's still in a dangerous position for Emerald. And let's see if Warburton and Wesburn can keep them out of it. So tap one by Emerald. Down there, chasing after it's Briley. And a holding free kick going Briley's way. So she'll have an opportunity to either set it up or kick it. Now, we did see earlier that she's got a rather long kick, but she's going to set it up. Just short kick, ship kick to the top of the square. Couldn't quite be marked. Chasing after it now is Van Haren. And another stoppage, so it's certainly looking dangerous, isn't it, Aiden?
No, most certainly is. It was a good kick by Briley, and
yes,
Laura Gillard in such a good position, just couldn't quite stick it, but Emerald are looking much better these last couple of minutes. Here we go. This might be a chance for Van Haren, but again tries to bite off a bit more than she can chew. She got the handball away, though. Long kick towards goal. Can a mark be taken? Can Warby Wesburn rush it to safety? They can. And they rush it over for a behind. So Emerald do get their second score for the game. Unfortunately for them, though, it's only the one behind. So they do cut the margin down slightly to 28 points, 5-5-35. Warburton Wesburn to Emerald 117. Looks like Emerson Woods is going to take the kicking duties on this occasion. So can Emerald set up the wall? Can they lock the ball in there? We're nearly halfway through this second quarter. And Emerald currently 28 points adrift. So high up and under the ball. Can a mark be taken? Just slip through the hands there of Ross. She gets the kick away on the left boot. Beautifully done too. Onto Andoiza. Sends the ball through the corridor. And this might just work out for Warburton Wesburn. Scarlett Henderson might be able to get out the back. The kick doesn't go in her direction though. It heads towards the boundary line. It trickles over. And the last kick rule should come into effect here. And Emerald will get a reprieve in defence. They will regain possession. And will look to build. So Laura Gillard provides a short lead. She's relatively unattended. But eventually Andoiza gets across to ensure she's not going to be taking uncontested marks. So the kick comes down the line. It might be turned over. Crashing the pack there was Norris. Got the ball down to ground level. Handled away momentarily there by Flint. Now Emerald. Here is Laura Gillard. She gets the kick away. Up and under ball to a 2-on-1 favouring Warburton and Wesburn. And the intercepting mark is taken by Wilcox. Beautifully read. Wilcox sends the ball to half forward. Huge pack flies. Can a mark be taken? No. Again, ball comes down to ground level. Here is an opportunity for Pagels. She can send Warburton and Wesburn inside forward 50. Laura Gillard, they will gather the bouncing ball. Tries to step around a couple and she's gone, holding the ball. And Warburton and Wesburn might just get another look. Scarlett Henderson tracked back towards the goal square. So Maddie Ward might just be backing herself in here on the set shot. So Maddie Ward hasn't kicked a goal as of yet in this game. But in she comes now and she will back herself in on the set shot and just not quite at the right part of the boat. Henderson was there, but it flies over her head and will go out of bounds on the full. And Emerald will take the free kick in the back pocket. So a couple of leads are provided. Briley is one of those. Oh, nearly an opportunity for Andoiza. It's gathered, though, on this occasion by Whiting. She's taken in the tackle. Umpire circling. And a high tackle free is paid to Emerald. So they can get the ball out of defence. So Whiting, maybe just a bit lucky the mis-execution of the tackle. She was in all sorts of trouble otherwise. So she brings it towards the broadcast wing, up and under ball. Briley will fly. Couldn't quite stick the mark. It comes down to ground level. Here is Laura Gillard. Been very busy these last couple of minutes. She ran into a brick wall, though, and she's penalised for holding the ball again. So Scarlett Potter can send Warburton and Wesburn inside forward 50, who again are dominating the territory. Potter, long ball to the top of the square. Where's Henderson? Ball comes down to ground level. Winning the foot race to the ball is Langham, but she's taken in the tackle straight away. Ball going absolutely nowhere. Umpire circling, and I reckon this will be a stoppage in the forward pocket for Warburton and Wesburn.
So Warburton and Wesburn very much got the field position at the moment. And there's a stoppage in there. Forward pockets up. The footy goes once more. Winning the tap there was Emerald. And then bouncing around. Oh, a bit of a hit on Nguyen then. So still loose in the forward 50 at the moment. Emerson Woods got her hands on it and performing a very well-manoeuvred tackle. As I just kick everything beneath the desk and scare the rubbish out of Aiden. So up the footy goes again. Tap sort of just went straight back up in the air, so they almost had a second go at it, and we might end up having a second go at it, but yeah, as the umpire calls for a stoppage. I thought that it would already be called, but then it popped out the back for a second. I thought I was going to have to eat my words, but no. Up the footy goes once more. Neither ruck got a hand to it, but Warburton and Wesburn have got the first possession. With it at the moment there, I believe it was Maddie Ward. It was, but Ward had it stripped off of her. So Langham kicked it forward down the line. Couldn't quite find a set of hands. And a free kick's been given the way of Warburton and Wesburn. So I believe that it might be Rumour. So Rumour's got the footy at the moment on that far wing. So she kicks it down the line, tried to find a set of hands, couldn't quite. Emerald got the first possession and see what they can do with it now. Running through the middle of it. Intended target there was Thomas. Thomas took the mark. So Thomas is just going to have a look around, dishes it off, chooses to use the other Thomas. So Steph, Thomas the recipient, and it was smothered off the boot. Langham got it on the boot at the moment. Right foot to the top of the goal square.
No.
Intercept mark taken. So Warburton and Wesburn have the footy in their back line at the moment. Swinging around on the right. It's a bit of an iffy kick, and it's taken no kind bounces at all. So Langham's tracking it down at the moment. Is going to dish it off into the hands of Van Haren. Van Haren, kick it to the top of the middle of the 50. No mark taken by Warburton and Wesburn, which is a bit of a mistake made, I think. So tracking it down, Emerald. Tracking it down, there's Carr. Carr got there first, but then got bombarded by about 8 players. But a missed kick towards the middle of the 50. It's in the hands of Van Haren. Van Haren nails it!
Off the standing start.
It was fantastic. She just right place, right time, and then had the skill to finish it off. That's fantastic pressure from Emerald.
Well done, Sage Van Haren. She had a couple of interesting moments in the first quarter trying to take on a bit more than she could chew, but she's absolutely nailed that goal, and she did really well there. She didn't have a lot of time, but she threw it on the boot and put it through.
Didn't have a lot of time, but she had enough time, and she knew that, and you could see how composed she was. She just slowed everything down and went, I'm just going to put this straight through, and that's exactly what you want to see from your players in this second quarter.
Exactly right, Adam. It keeps them in striking distance, so it's back in the middle once again. Up it goes. Woods has been brilliant in the ruck, and she wins the tap out once again. Here is Van Haren, just sockers it forward. Emerald are inside forward 50 once again. Can they ride the momentum? Can they get the next one? Get it back to 16 points of difference. They might have a chance now. High kick, up and under ball, coming off the boot there of Webb. Can a mark be taken? No. Ball spills to ground level. Knocked on here by Newen. Emerald absolutely surging at the moment. We're nearing half-time, but they'd love another goal. Get the margin back under 20 points. Van Haren again is involved. She dishes off to Whiting, who ran into trouble. Got the handle away just in time, but she's turned it over. Warburton and Wesburn can go the other way, but guess who? Van Haren didn't get a kind bounce. A clever tap on. Will it work out? All the representation here is with Warburton and Wesburn. Langham goes in hard. Lays a good strong tackle. The umpire calls for a ball up. And Whiting looks a little bit sore, but I think, she's going to come off. She did cop some pretty heavy contact in that contest. All clean, it has to be said, but she might just need a rest. Woods roves her own tap and sends the ball out of the defensive 50 for Warburton and Wesburn. Ball bounces over the top of everyone. It's a bouncing football. Who can gather it? Here's an opportunity maybe presenting itself for Niven. Trying to get the kick away, was tipping. It was smothered though. Now Emerald come away with the ball, or do they? They get a handball clear. Heads towards the boundary line. Again, Niven was taken in the tackle straight away. Going in hard was Kulstra. Oh no. Unable to get away with the ball was Briley, who's been busy today. Now it's gathered here by Eckhart, who kicked one of the goals in the first quarter. Van Haren again is involved. Was she held? Umpire calls them to go. Real scrimmage in the middle of the ground. Another opportunity for Newen if she can bust her way through. She can't do so, and the umpire will call for a ball up on the broadcast wing here at the Metricon Oval. Up it goes once again. Woods just grabs it out of the ruck. Got an interesting looking handball away, but the umpire was on the wrong side to be able to call it. Here's a chance now at ground level forward of Wesburn for Emerson Woods, I think it was, but she's taken in the dumping tackle. Van Haren again with ball in hand. Another interesting handball again, though. The umpire blindsided. Picked up beautifully here by Gillard. Gets the kick away, but it was smothered. Another bouncing football. Knocked back into the corridor by Newen. And guess who? Scarlett Henderson. Oh, she tried to break off the tackle. Couldn't do so, but she still got the kick away. Up and under ball inside the forward 50. And brilliantly done there by Ruby D. Steadfast in defence. Takes the intercepting mark. and gets the ball clear for a moment for Emerald. Briley couldn't take the diving slips catch, though. Providing some good pressure was Gillard. Briley goes in for seconds. She's taken, though. That's got to be holding the ball, surely, and it is. Good decision from the umpire. Briley tried to take him on. Maybe not the worst decision, but just couldn't quite get the execution. Looks like Gray will be the recipient of the free kick. And can't be too long left to go in the second quarter. It's not Gray, sorry. In fact, it's Potter. Can the mark be taken? No, it won't. And a bit of relief there for the Emerald defence right on the halftime siren. They trail by 22 points. The scores at the moment, Warburton and Wesburn 5-5-35 to Emerald at 2-1-13. And Warby Wes really gaining some momentum in that second quarter, Adam.
Yeah, they really did. So they started the quarter off really well, and they were just had all the possession through the middle and in the forward line. But Emerald were also there as well. They were putting on heaps of attacking pressure, and they were very clearly in this to win. And they kicked that goal and sort of brought them...
They upset Wanton last week. Have they got one more upset in store? And we're underway in the second half. So tap down was won by Woods into the hands of War, but she couldn't gather it cleanly. Anderweezer gets it back to Woods. And that was Gabby. Now to Emerson Woods, who sends Warburton to Wesburn inside forward 50, looking for Henderson in a one-on-one. She can't take the mark. Getting the ball out the back is Ruby D. She couldn't gather it cleanly, though. Again, ball comes down to ground level. Umpire circling. Ball eventually spills loose. D, once again, who's been pretty solid in defence, tries to bust her way through the pack, but is unable to do so. Trying to sock it away on that occasion at ground level. Looked like Taff, but she couldn't do so. It was a little fresh air swing. Good pressure being provided. Ward tries to break away, but can't do so. Now she sockers it in towards the forward pocket. Eddie wants the ball to be won here. In fact, Ward runs onto her own footy. She steps around a couple, gets the handball back. Beautifully done there to Rumour. Kick to the top of the square, and the mark is taken. And Pagels has taken it only about 15 metres out directly in front. It was a bit of a rush kick there from Rumour, but it's worked out beautifully, and Lily Pagels will have the first shot of the second half. And this to put the margin back out to 28 points the difference. So when she comes, Lily Pagels... no troubles at all. Straight over the goal umpire's cap, and Warburton and Wesburn have the first goal of the second half. 6-5-41 to Emerald 2-1-13.
That's all about the work right there from Ward. It was really well done.
It
chasing
was.
her own footy, then tapping it out. You say it was Rumour who got the kick in.
Yep.
So Rumour's boot was really great. It was a little bit rushed, but it's ended up directly in front of goals. It's at least definitely where she was aiming. But then all of a sudden, just popped out of nowhere, did Pagels, and Pagel just went, you know what, I'll slot this one. So really great stuff for Warburton and Wesburn in this second half.
Most definitely. That's where you want to have your shots at goal as well, from little distance and a little angle. And Lily Pagels, she made the most of it. And Warby Wesburn well and truly with some breathing room. Woods again just smashes it forward, but it was sharked beautifully. Briley gets the kick away, sends it to half forward. Won't be gathered though. Here is Van Hara once again, but beautifully gathered at ground level by Woods. She dishes off to Potter, who tried to take on too much, and she's penalised for holding the ball. And Emerald are about to be inside forward 50. So who can they square it up to? Dishing off. Oh, Briley sold the candy on Woods. She'll run to about 35. Briley kick towards goal. It's coming back. It's marked on the goal line. Oh, it was well done by Briley. She just couldn't quite get the leverage on the kick. So Emerson Woods, the intended target of this kick. Oh, she spilled it. She's run herself into trouble. Keeping her corral was Newham, but she got the kick away eventually. Back into the corridor. Dangerous times for Warburton and Wesburn, but they've mopped it up beautifully. It comes out towards the broadcast wing into the hands of Ray. She was tackled though just as she kicked. Good pressure being provided. Emerald tried to go back the other way up and under ball. No mark can be taken. Here is Emerson Woods once again. Does it beautifully. Dishes it off to McIntosh. Sends the ball to half forward, and the mark is taken. And they've got plenty of numbers over the back here. And nicely done there into the hands of Aneva, who I think is going to back herself in on the set shot. So Jasmine and Aneva will line them up from about 35 out on a bit of an angle. This to push the margin out to 34 points. And to make a good start, even better. In she comes. Starts it right. It's coming back. No troubles at all for Jasmine and Aneva. And whips out the big double cobra. She extends the margin to 34 points, 7-5-47 to 2-1-13, and Warby Wesburn off to a flyer in this second half.
Yeah, they really are just dominating the contest at the moment. Emerald has still been there and having a good chance in the midfield, but they just couldn't stop him in the last couple of minutes. And it's been gotten off to an absolute fly for Warby Wesburn at the start of this quarter. It's pretty hard to stop them when they're going.
Oh, exactly right. We've seen that all year with this Warburton and Wesburn team. They haven't lost a game as of yet, and they want to keep it that way.
Of course they will. In the last game of the year, you'd want them to go undefeated, wouldn't you, if you're a Warby Wesburn? So we'll go back to the middle. Footy goes up again. Tap one by Woods. and into the hands of Wesburn, but there are lots of Emerald players everywhere. Rushing onto it now is McMullen, but the ball gets kicked into the offensive forward 50 by Wesburn, mopped up by Emerald, but couldn't quite get it out of there. I believe it's Ward chasing after it at the moment. Handball out as she was taken in the tackle, so Emerald exit the defensive 50, but really well marked by Emerson Woods. And so she wheels around on the right, kicks it to the top of the 50. Couldn't quite find a pair of hands. I reckon about 4 people were there and just like slipped between some of the fingertips, and Mark ended up not being paid. So we'll get a stoppage about halfway up the 50. And Warburton Wesburn certainly in the better position here. So tap, won by Tipping. Tipping tapped it out far. Chasing after it was Briley. Briley seemed to be being held, but obviously the umpire saw something that I did not. Maxwell chasing after it, which is good to see her back on the field after we saw her leave earlier with some back pain. So good to see her back onto the field and making an impact. So we'll have a stoppage on the far pocket. Winning the tab, actually grabbing it out of the ruck was Woods. And then sort of just spilled to the floor. So there's still a bit of a... mark taken defensively. Not paid though. So Emerald kick it out of the defence. But there's Warburton and Wesburn numbers everywhere. There's about 5 of them there. Fending off everyone is Emerson Woods, but she couldn't quite get the handball away. So penalised for a throw. So Emerald will have the chance to exit their defence.
Thomas the recipient.
Yes. So Thomas kicks it down the line, almost intercepted. But Warburton and Wesburn pick it up off the ground. No mark taken. Langham putting pressure onto the players. But socket forward off the ground. Just sort of dribbles out of bounds. Yes, only just gets there. So, bit of a strange soccer, that one. It must have turned at about right angles, because I swear it was coming towards us. So we'll get a ball up. A few metres in from the boundary. Up it goes. Woods dominating the ruck work. Langham putting on heaps of tackling pressure like she's been doing all day, and we'll have take 2. So certainly a tough contest. Emerald not letting them get away with any easy scores here.
So up it goes once again. Woods will grab it out of the ruck and she'll kick towards goal, but it was smothered. Ball heading towards the boundary line, kept in play by McIntosh. Wesburn looking to pounce once again, but they've turned it over and it falls into the hands of Briley, who gets Emerald out of danger for the moment, but for how long? Thomas the intended target of the kick, but she can't gather the football. Beautifully done by Emerson Woods. Dishes off to Ross. Ross will bring the ball back in towards the corridor, but Laura Gillard will be there to take the intercepting mark. She backpedals. Swings around onto the right boot. The kick was nearly smothered, but she got it away in time. No mark can be taken, but here go the Bombers. Sage Van Haren sends them inside forward 50. It's a foot race out the back, but Warburton and Wesburn have all the numbers. Do they take it to safety? They won't need to. They can rebound and go back the other way, but they turn it over. Oh, no. The kick coming off the boot there of Christy Flett and straight into the hands of Anika Carr, who'll line them up from about 30 out on a slight angle. And Emerald need this, to say the least. 34 points in arrears. And Anika Carr to try and re-kickstart Emerald for their 3rd goal of the afternoon. Swings out onto an arc. Starts it on line. It just drifts away. And in fact, it's knocked through for a rush behind in the end. So opportunity just didn't quite pan out there in the end for Emerald. Their 4th score of the day, 2-2-14. They are now to Warburton and Wesburn, 7-5-47. So Wes with a reprieve in defence. Turned one straight over, but the goal wasn't kicked. High up and under ball to half back. Can someone take a mark? Maybe an opportunity at the back for Norris if she can get the ball under her control. She can't. Laura Gillard gets a kick away. And unfortunately for her, it's gone out of bounds on the full. So the recipient of the free kick will be Crystal Norris. Peered into the corridor momentarily. Not really too sure where to go. Not a whole lot leading up to her. Here is a lead provided now by Clark. Not honoured. She'll go beyond her. Low trajectory ball. No mark can be taken. Came to ground level, but beautifully done there with the bouncing football by Potter. Swings around onto the right boot. Kicks around her body to a 1-on-1 contest. That is a monster of a bounce. Going to be hard to gather for any players. Beautifully done here by Rumour. She gets the kick away on the left to half forward. No mark can be taken, or will it be taken? Oh, Ruby D. Had about 3 or 4 goes at it, couldn't take it. Scarlett Henderson, she's already got 2. Dishes off, puts Wesburn inside forward 50. Now a chance for Emerson Woods, but the handball missed her. Oh, beautifully done. Gets around Thomas. Emerson Woods, kick towards goal. Won't make the distance. Still a chance though. Picked up at ground level, but a good strong tackle is laid. That was by Freya Taff, and she repels the initial attack of Warburton and Wesburn.
So up goes the footy right in Warburton and Wesburn. right in their forward 50, but Emerald socketed off the ground, trying to chase after her own footy there. I can't quite see who it is. I can't see that far. Oh, and it was intercepted by Warby Wesburn, and holding the ball's been paid. So Emerald get the free kick in defence for a really great tackle, and stopping that attack is something that's been hard to do, but they've done it for most of the day. Up towards the top of the 50, no mark can be taken. Chasing after it at the moment is Potter. Potter picked it up, got tackled, no free kick given, so the ball's just rambling around into the hands there of Langham. Langham getting it out to Van Haren. Van Haren couldn't quite get it on the boot. I thought it might have been paid holding the ball, but it's been played on.
Oh,
and it's been intercept possession and kicked directly to, I believe it's Ward it is. So Ward into the top of the forward 50. So she's just having a look around. Looks like she might load it up on the boot, but she's got a short kick. Couldn't quite get it to her target. I believe her target was Eckhart, but it's been kicked out by defenders. But Emerson Woods is on the end of it, snapping around on the right boot. He won't make it there, but mark can't be taken by Emerald. So Warby wears her everywhere. Picking up again is Ward. Ward getting on the boot to get it to the top of the goal square. No mark taken. It's still in a very dangerous position. Warby Wesburn. Ward laying all the tackles and getting her own footy and doing everything at the moment is Maddie Ward. Doing a really great job. So up the footy goes once more. Winning it was tipping. So Emerald can't quite come away with the possession and just spilled out the back and has been called back for a stoppage. So we'll get another stoppage in Warby Wesburn's forward 50. So up it goes. Tap. Won by Warby Wesburn, but it's gone straight towards the boundary, so we'll get another go at that one. So that was off the hands of Eckhart.
So Warburton and Wesburn are locking the ball in their end of the ground once again. Can they convert another opportunity? Can they extend upon the margin? It's already 33 points at the moment. Up it goes. Tipping one that tap. It puts it into a dangerous spot into the corridor. This will put the Emerald defenders under all sorts of pressure. Kick towards goal here from McIntosh. Just offline. Just offline. So that does extend the margin slightly out to 34 points, which is the biggest lead of the game so far. 7-6-48 now are Warburton and Wesburn to Emerald 2-2-14. As the Bombers try and exit the defensive 50. Van Haren, the intended target of the kick, but they've turned it over. Straight onto the chest of Ruby Ross, who wastes no time. Wheels onto the right boot. Oh, no mark can be taken. Comes to ground level. They still look dangerous, though, Warburton and Wesburn. Henderson, she's already kicked two. She'll step around one. Got the kick away just as she was being tackled. Gillard couldn't take the mark. Here is Woods. Dishes off. Huge numbers around the contest. Picked up again by McIntosh. Not with the first opportunity. Maybe with the second. No, she's run into a brick wall. She's going nowhere. And we will have another stoppage only about 20 metres out from goal for Warburton and Wesburn, who are looking dangerous once again. Up it goes. Woods won the tap. It was sharked, though, by Thomas. Thomas gets the kick away. Oh, the representation here with Warburton and Wesburn. Taking the intercepting mark is Pagel. She's already kicked one goal in the afternoon. Can she kick the 40 metres? No. Beautiful. Oh, no, through the hands of Woods. McIntosh has another kick at goal. This time she's got it. This time she's nailed it. Out to a 40-point breaker, Warburton and Wesburn.
Really great kick. Just kept low and the mark couldn't quite be taken by McIntosh. It went through about 3 sets of hands and just had the game IQ to just turn around and kick it through the middle. And Warby Wesburn are everywhere this quarter. They
are absolutely dominating and they are doing it much better here. And well done by McIntosh. She missed one moments ago, but she wasn't going to stuff it up on the second occasion. Wait for the ball to come back into the middle, and this is really starting to become a problem for Emerald. They need to get a couple of goals on the board before three-quarter time.
Absolutely, they do, Aiden. And they've got the pressure there. It's not like they're incapable, just at the moment being dominated. So up the footy goes in the middle. Tap, one down by Woods. Tracking it down still. In fact, it's Clark. Emerald trying to get their hands on the footy first, but there's lots of Warby Wesburn numbers around. McIntosh in there at the moment, and a great tackle laid there by Nguyen. So we'll get another ball up in the middle. Tipping and Clark. Up it goes. No one really won that one, but Van Haren's come in with the shark and a high contact free kick going her way. So Van Haren, who's been the lifeline for Emerald this game so far, has been really impressive. So loads up on the right boot, sends it deep inside forward 50. Couldn't find any Emerald hands to take the mark. And there's lots of Warby Wesburn players around, tapping it towards the boundary and trying to get chased after it as the entirety of the Emerald squad kick down the line into the middle. Trying to take the mark is Emerald. So that is Thomas with the intercept mark. So Emerald have another chance to go inside forward 50. On the right boot, kicks it to the top of the 50-metre arc. Might have lost it in the sun. Oh, not quite marked by, I believe it was Nguyen. So I believe we're going to get a ball up at the top of the 50. There was just so much sunlight. I'm looking at where the sun is. It would not have been an easy kick. Not an easy mark either. So up the footy goes once more. Tap one by Wesburn. Van Herren was there but couldn't quite get her hands to it. Running through the back is Henderson.
What's she doing down there?
I don't know. I was about to say the same thing. Wesburn on that far wing. And the game is wide open behind play. So kicked it down the line. That's a huge kick on the right boot. Over the back, Ward was the intended target. Ward still might run onto it. She got there first. She won the foot race. Couldn't quite take possession. Gets tapped toward the boundary line. I believe it's still in play. It is. So just rolling around the ankles of all the players at the moment. No one can quite get a clean possession. It's being locked in there. And we're going to get a stoppage. It was still sort of moving around, but you can tell it was never getting out, could you? So, a ball up in Warburton Wesburn's forward 50. Tap, not really won by either ruck. Tapped, scrambling around, and just lots of Emerald players tackling the one. So, Warburton Wesburn trying to do their best to get out of these stoppage situations, but I'd say that Emerald have got the upper hand on these. Grabbing it out of the ruck, not quite was Clark. Getting it onto the boot, or trying to, that was Thomas. And we'll go out of bounds off the boot. So it'll be Emerald's free kick. So Emerald, kick it down the line, try and find a set of hands. Can't quite, but chasing after it is quite a few players. I believe Van Herren's there as well. Tapping it forward is still a bit of a scramble. Getting it out the back, Warburton Wesburn trying to get it to the middle of the 50. Couldn't quite find Henderson. Henderson ducking and weaving between everybody. Couldn't quite get there though. Handball got out there to Ross. Ross handed it off. And an opportunity there. It was for Gray, but Gray couldn't quite get there. Not quite out of bounds though, so they're still winning. McIntosh finding her own footy in the hands of Henderson. Henderson, couldn't quite get the kick away. Really well smothered there by Emerald. So doing a really great job to repel this offense at the moment. Back in the hands of McIntosh. Fends off one. And just got the kick. And it'll go through from behind. So really well done by McIntosh, but just couldn't quite get it through the middle of that time.
No, that's it. So we're second behind for the afternoon to go with the goal. 8:7:55 now. Warburton Wesburn to Emerald. Still 2-2-14, so it's 41 points the difference. Only maybe a minute or two to go in this third quarter. Good kick to Gillard, or maybe just had a bit too much on it. But Laura Gillard does well. She gathers the bouncing football, sends it down the line. Intercepting mark should be taken, but it's spilled on this occasion by Rumour. But she mopped up her work, but now she's turned it over. Crashing the pack was Clark. Tries to bust her way through, can't do so. What does the umpire say here? It will be a ball up just forward to centre for Warburton Wesburn. So tipping once again to do battle on the ruck, this time up against Clark, who does get the better of the tap. Oh, that could be holding the ball. Did she take her on? No, umpire says it'll just be another stoppage. Pagels, again, trying to break her way through. Up it goes. I think both rucks got a bit of a tap on that one. Briley does well. Gather the ball out the back. Dishes off. Looking for McMullen. McMullen, she also hands it off to Langham. Langham takes on Clark. Did well. Spins out of trouble. High up another ball. Should be cut off, and it is. The intercepting mark taken by Potter, who's been pretty solid today for Warburton Wesburn. So Potter, she's got a handball option in Bianca Daniels if she wants her. But she'll just send the ball down the line to a huge pack of players. Oh, that is a very strong mark overhead. Lily Pagels, beautifully done, is it? No, in fact, it's Ruby Ross. Ross loads up on the right boot, sends Warburton Wesburn inside forward. 50, Henderson nearly getting a kick out of the pack was Eckhart to the goal square. Here's another opportunity. Woods kick around her body. Can't get the hook on the kick. And it's offline. So now it's a 42-point difference. 8-8-56 are Warburton Wesburn to Emerald. 2-2-14. And there is a siren for three-quarter time. And Warby Wesburn really running away with it here in that third quarter. The premiership quarter, as many people call it. They lead by 7 goals. 8-8-56 they are to 2-2-14. Senior Women's Division 2 Grand Final between Warburton Wesburn and Emerald. And Warby Wesburn with a pretty sizable lead now. 8-8-56 to 2-2-14. They lead by 42 points. As we get the last quarter underway, it's not impossible for Emerald, but it's a big ask. So up it goes once again. Gabby Woods, who's been dominant in the ruck all day, thumps it forward once again. Gets the ball to at least about half forward. Now they're inside forward 50. Warburton Wesburn trying to track the ball back. Is Niven. Can she get the ball under control? No, she can't. Henderson, kick to the top of the square to a one-on-one contest. Oh, getting the handball away. there's a kick towards goal and it's home. There we go. Not quite sure who it was.
I think.
Have we got eyes on it?
No.
That's all right. I'll back you in.
Lost behind the contest, but I believe it was Pagels who kicked that one, just sort of snapped around. I swear I saw the number 1 in there, so unless it was Rumour.
No, I think it was I don't think Rumour's playing forward. We'll go Pagels. But there we go. So literally in the first minute, Warburton and Wesburn get another goal and they extend their margin to 48 points the difference. Just like that. So back in the middle once again. Gabby Woods wins the tap. Trying to shark up was Langham. She couldn't gather it cleanly. Can Emerald start to get a few responding goals? In goes Gillard. Good strong tackle is laid here. And the ball going absolutely nowhere. So the umpire calls for a stoppage right in the middle of the ground. Up it goes. Woods again gets up real high and again wins the hit out. Played a brilliant game today. Again, Warburton and Wesburn are inside forward 50. Here is Henderson. Can't gather the ball. Maybe an opportunity for Eckhart. Emerson Woods spins through traffic. Gets the ball to the top of the square. The mark is taken. And Sienna Clark will line them up. Hasn't troubled the scorers as of yet today, but this to push the margin out to 54 points the difference. And she's done pretty well because she had the sun in her eyes, but she stuck it cleanly. In she comes. Starts at left. It straightens up. Does it have the carry? It most certainly does, and Warby Wesburn are out to a 54-point break. 10-8-68 to 2-2-14. Clark's got her first.
Really well done by Clark just then. Again, like you said, the sun is in a really irritating spot if you're playing forward that way.
Yep.
And really well taken the mark. And
didn't fumble it at all.
No,
it was clean.
Exactly. It was clean as. So went back and just slotted the goal, and you can't ask for a better start for Warby Wesburn than that.
Yep, exactly right. The first 2 goals of this final quarter, and it's getting very hard for Emerald now.
So we'll bring the ball back to the middle as the footy goes up once more. Winning the tap there was tipping. And the footy ended up in the hands of Warby Wesburn because there was a few Emerald players who were shepherded off the footy. But in the hands of Warby Wesburn, currently in possession of Potter. Potter tried to dance around everybody and just couldn't quite get through. So tackled by Langham, who's been really good on the tackling pressure today. So she kicks it out wide to the broadcast side. Found into the hands of Gillard. Gillard's going to just stop and just going to assess her options. So just a short kick. Found a target but just couldn't quite take the mark. Could Webb. So it's ended up back almost in the hands of Gillard. Bouncing around, and Warburton and Wesburn have found possession. But for how long? So in the middle now, Pagel's trying to track down the foot in. Done really well. I would have thought that she was tripped just then, but apparently not. And she's been paid holding the ball against. So Emerald still putting on heaps of pressure. I think their tackling pressure has been their strength today, and it's been really great to see. But unfortunately, just sometimes haven't been able to get the play up and going.
That's it, exactly right. They've repelled Warby Wesburn plenty of times, but yeah, they just haven't been able to get the ball going back the other way.
Yeah, exactly right. So tried to kick it out wide, but in the possession of Warby Wesburn now. Kicking it forward is Rumour. Rumour on that left boot. Couldn't quite find a set of hands to mark. But at the moment, tracking it down is Henderson, because of course it is. Also there is Maxwell, which is also quite dangerous on the boot of Henderson. Snuck it under the initial defender, but it just got heaps of contact. Really well spun around to the tackle. It was Cox.
Yep.
Cox spun out of the way of Henderson and didn't get tackled, but tried to kick it out. Couldn't quite get marked by Emerson Woods, and the tackle pressure's gone back on for Emerald. So they tried to get it out to the midfield, but it's been intercept possession again from Potter. Potter entered the forward 50. Couldn't quite mark it, could Henderson. But tracking it down now, it's actually Pagels. Pagels left it out wide, so out of bounds on the full, unfortunately. So Emerald have a chance to exit the defensive 50. I believe it'll go into the hands of Ruby D. And she's been taking the majority of the kickouts and the deep free kicks today.
Yep.
So Ruby D will try and get someone to lead at her, but everyone's pretty stationary at the moment.
Yeah, someone's got to present.
Yeah, someone has to. So, I mean, we saw Steph Thomas present a little bit just then, but couldn't quite find her. So instead, the ball's been turned over to Wilcox. Wilcox hands it off to the right into Emerson Woods. Emerson Woods loads up on the right boot, tries to get it top of the goal square. No mark taken, but it's still a dangerous lurking ball. On top of it, just missed was the goal, the kick from Eckhart.
Yep.
Just missed to the right-hand side. Not by very much, though. So really great effort, but just couldn't quite get the job done.
It did just fade at the last moment. So 55 points the difference now. Warburton and Wesburn 10-9-69 to Emerald 2-2-14. Already 5 minutes gone in this final quarter. So Ruby D again with the kick-in duties. Couple of leads being provided. One of those is by Whiting. So she'll come to the broadcast side of the ground. Low trajectory ball. Beats everyone. Briley, can she keep it in? No, she can't now. Was there hands on this? Or will it be last kick? Umpires aren't sure. It's going to be last kick, so Warburton and Wesburn will rebound. So Gabby Woods sends them inside forward 50. Henderson is there. No one can stick the mark, though. Emerald get the ball out the back. But they're under all sorts of pressure. Through the corridor they go. Gathered by Thomas. Oh, no, she spilled at the last moment. She's been corralled on this occasion by Ray. But eventually she gets them moving. They go through the far side wing. And now they can get the ball to at least about half for the intended target of the kick there was Whiting. Can she get the ball under her control? No, she can't now. Warby Wesburn look to go back the other way. Maybe another chance for Thomas. Oh, just didn't get a kind bounce at all. Through comes Clark, in fact. She ran into a brick wall. Not going anywhere. And a good strong tackle was laid by Thomas. So the umpire will throw the ball aloft. Up it goes. So Thomas in the ruck wins the tap, gets it down to ground level, gathered by Gillard, sends the ball to half forward. Can the mark be taken? No, it can't. There's still a chance though. Dishing off in time with Savannah Cox. She'll get Emerald inside forward 50. Plenty of numbers around the contest. Maybe an opportunity for Newen. Newen got the kick away through the hands of Emerson Woods. Emerald Warburton Wesburn defending grimly. Now it's under the control of Carr. Can she get the kick away? No, she can't. She ran into all sorts of trouble. This ball's still going absolutely nowhere, and Warby Wesburn might just be able to lock it up. And they can, and a free kick for a high contact, in fact. There you go. So Emerald will get a look at goal. And it looks like Alana Whiting will be the recipient of the free kick. She'll line them up from about 25 out directly in front. So this just to peg the margin back a little bit for Emerald for their third goal of the afternoon. In she comes. Alana Whiting. Just going to fall short. Can someone get it out the back? Was there a push? No, umpire calls them to go. There was a kick out of the pack and scrubs through for a behind. I think that was off the boot of Steph Thomas.
Yeah, I think so too.
So back to a 54-point margin. 2-3-15 are Emerald to Warburton Wesburn, 10-9-69.
So, Warby Wesburn have the opportunity to play it at a defensive 50. Coming towards the broadcast side, but the kick's gone to bite off more of the corridor. There is a couple of players, including Wood. Wood handballed it over the top. Tried to get it to a teammate and succeeded. Tapping through the middle and ran into a brick wall. That's a fantastic tackle, and Emerald done a really good job to stop that attack. Warby Wesburn looked like they might have been out for a second and just couldn't quite get it done. So we'll have a ball up in the middle of the ground again. Up goes the Rocks. Woods win the tap down, but I believe it's Langham. Langham got the boot onto the ball, just couldn't quite find a set of Emerald hands in their attacking 50. So Ruby Ross with the defensive intercept. Kicks it down the line in hope for Emerson Woods. Emerson Woods couldn't mark it, but ended up in her possession after the rove. Really well smothered there by Langham. Langham putting on all sorts of pressure in these last half. Still in the possession of Warby Wesburn, just trying to tap it forward, but there's Emerald numbers everywhere. But if there's everywhere there, it means that there's heaps of players spread out for Warby Wesburn, which it looked to be the case. They were almost out.
Yep.
So there was a stoppage called. So up the footy goes once more. Clark wins the tap. Onto the boot of, I believe it was Ward. Deep into the forward 50. Chasing after it is Henderson. Couldn't quite get there. The winner of the race. Oh, not quite. And a mark's been not paid. But to Maddie Ward, intercept. And she's kicked a goal. And that's fantastic. Just took the intercept mark. It wasn't paid. So she just composed herself and kicked the goal. Really well done by Maddie Ward. And she's had one heck of a game.
Here we go. It's an even 10-goal margin now. Adam 11-9-75 to 2-3-15. And it's party time now for Warburton and Wesburn. Yes. They can start to enjoy this, I reckon.
I think they can too. It's been a day out for them. They've played some fantastic footy, and It's been really great to see. But unfortunately for Emerald, just not quite on the winning side of it today. So the footy goes back up in the middle. Clark winning the tap, but it hasn't quite really gone to anyone. So picking it up in the middle is Potter. Couldn't quite get the clean possession away. Chasing it down is Rumour. Emerald's possession at the moment. Kick into the forward 50 and taken.
Well done.
Really well done there by Whiting. So Whiting will have a set shot on goal about 35-ish out.
She had a similar one from just before.
Yes, just fell slightly short. So we'll see what this one has. Kicks it. Not quite going to make distance.
There
Mark
we go.
taken. And I
think that's Carr.
believe it's Carr. Yeah, I think it is Carr. So Carr, quite an acute angle to deal with, and that doesn't worry her at all. She slotted straight through the middle. Fantastic goal from Annika Carr. And really well done, that play from Emerald. I thought it was quite contested, and that is... they've had a couple of plays like that today, and it's been really great to watch. Just unfortunately, it hasn't come more often.
How was the mark from Whiting? She just picked the pocket of the Warburton and Wesburn defender. She had her name written all over it, and then she came in the last moment, stuck it, and is credited with a goal assist there as well. So
absolutely.
They do get one back, Emerald. Back to 54 points the difference. 11-9-75 to 3-3-21 as the ball comes back into the middle. And the umpire throws it aloft. Clark this time in the ruck. Taps it down to Ward. Not Ward, sorry. In fact, it's Potter. She'll send Warburton and Wesburn inside forward 50. Henderson crashed the pack. Maxwell, can the captain get a captain's goal that only captains can kick? Maybe not quite on this occasion. Henderson, good strong tackle is laid. She's not rewarded. Oh, Scarlett Henderson taken high. And she'll get a look at her third. So try to break through the pack. Couldn't quite do so, but she will still get a look at goal nonetheless. And this for the instant response for Warburton and Wesburn. She's had a pretty solid day, it has to be said. She's had an incredible season. The first women's player in the competition to kick 50 goals or more. She broke the record of Aisha Coleridge of 43 goals last year. In she comes for goal number 3 in the afternoon. Looks pretty good off the boot, and straight over the goal umpire's cap. Henderson's got 3, back to a 60-point difference. 12-9-81 to 3-3-21.
And she loves it, and it's great to see. Just a massive goal, and gets really excited whenever she kicks them. So really an energetic booster for Warby Wesburn, and they're going to enjoy this last few minutes, I can think.
Most certainly will. She played a Mombox Premiership last year, so it's going to be back-to-back Premierships for Scarlett Henderson in an incredible season. Some icing on the cake for her. Some icing on the cake for Warburton and Wesburn, in fact. Clark wins the tap. Here they go again. The handball comes away. The bouncing ball trying to be gathered by Taylor. Unable to do so. Through comes the umpire. It'll be take 2 in the centre. So once again, up it goes. Clark, who's done pretty well on the ruck as well. Potter, can she get the ball under her control? It's a tricky one to gather. She does eventually. But through comes the umpire, and it will be another stoppage. So the umpire will throw the ball aloft again. Tipping went early. Clark waited down at ground level. Here's a chance for Pagels. She can send Warburton and Wesburn inside forward 50 once again. Maxwell can't quite stick the mark. Henderson, can she get 4? Tries to break through the tackle. Got the handball away. Did she? No. The umpire says holding the ball. Incorrect disposal. So well done to the Emerald defence on that occasion. They do repel that attack. They look to take on the corridor. Low trajectory ball. They might have just turned it over though, have they? No, they haven't. Not for now anyway. Interesting looking handball, but the umpire calls them to go. Now there's a whistle. Free kick for a push, and it'll go Emerald's way.
So Emerald have the opportunity to bring it out of defence, try to kick it wide. Intended target was Gillard. Gillard's got a lot of work to do trying to track the footy down. Lots of Warby Wesburn players tracking her down. And she's going to be taken in this contest.
Did not get a kind bounce.
No, certainly did not. Was bouncing left, right and centre and just couldn't quite predict which way it was going to go next. So we'll have a ball up, pretty much true centre wing. So the footy will go up once more. Clark couldn't quite win the tap, but Emerald get the possession out. And Mark, not quite taken. So Warby Wesburn trying to soccer it through the middle, but Emerald still getting their hands on the footy, currently in the hands of Steph Thomas. Who, there's been a whistle blown, but I didn't see why.
Yeah, interesting
ball
one. The ball, the ball came clear. That's, interesting.
No worries. So ball goes up again, tipping won it. In the hands of Warby Wesburn, Emerson Woods, who's been really great today. Handball over the top, took a really unlucky bounce. Unfortunate there for Eckhart. So Emerald get the ball in their possession again. Potter trying to track it down. Hasn't quite, but there's so many white jumpers around that I don't really think it matters which one of them got it, but it's a really harsh contest at the moment. Breaking through the pack there. I couldn't quite see who it was.
Daniels.
So Daniels broke through, got the footy onto the right boot. Ward sends it deep. Tracking it down at the moment is Henderson. Henderson trying to dance around her opponent. Has done really well there. Onto the right boot. She couldn't kick it from there, could she? You beauty! Yes, she has! That is fantastic! I've not seen many better goals than that. Right foot from the boundary and just slotted it.
Wow.
Wowee. I thought maybe Langham had gotten a hand to it, but really well done from Henderson, and that is her 4th on the day. And what a grand final she's having.
4 goals for her now, 66 points the difference. And that is that's the goal of the day. I don't think any goals top that.
Nah, no chance. That was amazing. So as everyone sort of gets prepared, we'll got the footy up in the middle once again. Clark won the tap. Langham trying to grab it, but it's ended up in the hands of Pagel. On the left boot of Ward, trying to track it down. is Eckhart. Eckhart trying to get there first. Wasn't the first, but has got it at the moment. Interesting looking handball, but the umpire giving benefit of the doubt. And there'll be a ball up in that forward pocket. So really contested footy at the moment. You can tell Wesburn are just enjoying their time.
Yep.
And why wouldn't you? So the footy will go up once more in the forward line of Wesburn. Tap, not even tapped, grabbed out of the ruck from Pagels, and she's been taken high, so she'll get a kick at goal.
She's looking for a third here.
Sure. Oh, I've got her for 3 already.
Do you? Oh, maybe I missed one.
So she'll line up for maybe her 3rd or 4th goal. We'll find out in a minute. She just
I think
slow
you might be right.
And put it straight in the middle. In fact, no.
Oh, no, not caught.
So 3 goals still for Pagels. So Emerald will have a chance to exit their defence in the hands of Langham. Langham running it out wide, trying to take on as much footy as she can. Kicks it out to the wide wing. Couldn't quite take the mark. Could Thomas. So I believe it'll be a ball up in the middle again.
Yep. So Warburton and Wesburn, they can just soak up the seconds now. This is the best part probably of a grand final with minutes to go, and you know you've got the game won, 67 points adrift. Clark won the tap. Henderson looking for a bag of 5. Pagels tries to spin out of trouble, but she can't do so. And the umpire says no, prior opportunity. It will be a ball up. And what a season they've had, and they deserve this. They've been the best team all year. Up it goes once again. Clark again gets the better of the tap. Paddled forward. Emerald, is there one last consolation prize for them? Maybe not, but beautifully tapped over the top there. And that occasion by Johnson, but she's turned it over. Now the ball going inside forward 50 once again. Can Gillard take the intercepting mark? No, she can't. Maxwell, can she get herself involved and kick a goal? Not just yet. Beautifully done. Handed away by McIntosh. Good strong tackle is laid and holding the ball. And Emerald can get the ball out of the defensive 50 for the time being. So it's been a pretty good season for Emerald too. And they did really well to get one to that preliminary final, but it wasn't to be today. Here goes Emerson Woods. Tucks the ball under her arm. Chips it into the pocket. Beautiful kick. And here is Gabby Woods. And she deserves a goal. She's been brilliant all day. And this to really cap things off. She's dominated the ruck. She's given her mids first use. She's had plenty of the ball herself. She's roved her own tap a couple of times. Gabby Woods, it's a pretty tight angle. Distance shouldn't be a problem. Just all about accuracy. And she might kick right on the siren here as well, Gabby Woods. In she comes for her first goal of the afternoon. Looks pretty good off the boot. And Gabby Woods nails it. And Warburton and Wesburn are your senior women's Division 2 premiers for season 2025 in the Outer East. The best team all year. Gabby Woods gets one final say. She kicks the goal, so the final score 14-10-94 to 3-3-21. And Adam, they are deserving premiers. They've dominated all day.
Absolutely, they have. They've been really great to watch, and some amazing contested and uncontested footy. And it's been quite a good domination from them. And like you said, they've deserved it. They've played really well all year, and they've always been on top of the ladder and heading the points. And it's been really great to see. Obviously, Henderson's had a fantastic season, and just all together, and it ends up in a premiership. And I think it's well deserved.
No, most certainly. It was a pretty good fight from Emerald in the first half. They kept it pretty close, but Warburton and Wesburn, really, their class just shone through in the second half. And as mentioned, they're deserving premiers. They've been brilliant all season, and they get the job done today. So congratulations to Warburton and Wesburn. We'll now throw it over to our post-game ceremony. Make sure you stick around, though, because we've still got one more grand final. It will be our Senior Division 1 between Mount Evelyn and Upwey Tacoma. I would now like to call up Outer East Football Netball Board member Josette O'Donnell to present the medals and the Premiership Cup. Firstly, I'd like to call up Ella Priestley from today's umpiring panel to collect the medals for the umpires, and congratulations on their appointment today. I'd now like to call up the Emerald coach, Scott Stevens, to please say a few words.
Thank you. It pretty much gets said every year, but you girls set the standards for all of us in this league. Sorry. And not only the way you play footy, the way you go about playing footy. And it comes from the coaches down. I just think that, as we know, there's some standards that aren't really set. And the way you play footy standards, just at a high level. So, to the umpires, thank you. To the league, massive day. I know it was a bit of a turn. We had anyway. To my assistant coach Mel, Belinda, thank you so much for the year. And my girls, no one thought we could get up here, and we did, and you gave it everything you got, so well done.
Present our best on ground medal from Warburton Wesburn, number 14, Gabby. We'll now present the premiership medals. First up, number 2, Chris Flett. Number 4, Sally McIntosh. Number 6, Crystal Norris. Number 7, Scarlett Henderson. Number 9, Ruby Ross. Number 10, Maddie Ward. Number 11, Caitlin Roma. Number 12, Maddie Anderweezer. Number 13, Sienna Clark. Number 14, Gabby Woods. Number 15, Jasmine Aneva. Number 17, Holly Eckhart. Number 18, Nicole Ruma. Number 19, Scarlett Potter. Number 22, Kylie Ockwell. Number 24, Laura Taylor. Number 25, Madeline Ray. Number 27, Natasha Atwell. Number 29, Bianca Daniels. Or number 21, in fact. Number 33, Sarah Wilcox. Number 52, Charlene Gray. The emergency is number 24, Amali Wurr. And number 31, Sky Coma. And the captains, number 23, Emerson Woods. And number 34, Rachel Maxwell. I'd now like to call up the Warburton Wesburn coach, Ashley Taylor, to please say a few words and accept the Premiership Cup.
All right. Firstly, Emerald, amazing game. You put the pressure on us at the start, but well done to get here. Keep together tonight. All right, go back to your room, celebrate the great grouse year. All right. All right, my girls. What a season. All right. Started off pre-season with big hopes to do this, but it wasn't just that. It was the hard work we put in. We knew we had to work on a couple of things last year, and bloody hell, we did it. All right, to go undefeated, all right, and win a premiership, it's magic. All right. All the support, Neil, thanks heaps for that today, all year. Jess, Bear, the whole club, everyone. This person right beside me does the most work as a coach. She writes most of my messages. The two water runners, the three, Chelsea as well. Thanks to everyone. I probably missed 1,000, but Nouse. The biggest bloke out here. Thanks heaps this year, mate. Your knowledge of the game is unbelievable. Your centre craft is really good. And Scotty for jumping in and helping out. Well done. That's it for me. It's time to have a drink, I think.
We present to you our 2025 Senior Division 2 Women's Premiers in the Outer East for 2025, Warburton Wesburn.